Hello, welcome to episode 3. Yeah, welcome to I went to pastry school so you don't have to. And today we're making muffins and a loaf, a lemon raspberry loaf, kind of like like a banana bread, but we'll make it lemon raspberry. And then we're also making a dozen muffin of Saskatoon berries. I didn't have blueberries, but my mom has a Saskatoon berry bush in the yard, and those were from last season, frozen, and I got them thawed, and that's what we're gonna put in the muffins. Let's get started. I love this apron. I found it because we were moving, and so I found it again, and I just love it. I got it at like Value Village maybe, but Value Village is so expensive now. It's like some things make sense and I'm like, okay, that's fair. But other things I'm like, bro, you got this for free. Like, you know what I mean? What we're gonna be making today is muffins and a loaf, which are gonna use the same batter. That's why I'm having 2 flavors, because I'm using the same batter, and we're gonna split them at the end and have 2 products. So you can see kind of like 2 ways you can use it. And also it's fun to have different format, like to eat. I think eating, like baking, is also a sensory experience. I know that in a lot of country they eat with their hands because it sends signals to your brain before you even have the food, before you even bring the food to your mouth. So I think that's really neat, because and it makes sense when you think about it, right? You grab the food, you get like hot, cold, that sends that to your brain, which prepares your mouth for hot food. It's like, hey, hot food's coming into your mouth, so like, get ready. It's not gonna be a shock when it's like hot and it's go like too hot, right? So that's why texture is actually a really important element of like baking or cooking, and I think some people don't really understand that part. So once you kind of grab that concept, it makes you think more about your products and how you want to deliver it. So what kind of experience do you want to give people, right? So it's more than just baking. It's literally quite literally alchemy, right? So let's get started. So we're gonna do the creaming method. The creaming method, when you make like muffin, will turn a muffin more into a cake. It's what we're used to, like a very kind of high fat, high sugar, like it's good. There's butter, it melts, right? It's the yummy kind of muffins. The other ones are still yummy, but they're less fatty, less sugary, more oil based. So it's gonna look almost more like a bready muffin. Does that make sense? So today we're gonna do the creaming method, so it's like a nice cake, it's yummy. And it's also the more technical of the 2. The creaming is where we incorporate air into like the butter, the sugar, and like your flavor. We bring air into the butter until it's like very light in color and like airy, and that's what's gonna give us such a moist, like tender crust, or not crust, but tender inside. If you overmix your batter, you can get tunneling, and tunneling just makes it more chewy. Yeah, it's still good, but here we're trying to go for technical, so it's gonna be you try to not overmix, but that's why creaming is good, because you aerate your fat and sugar, and then when you mix your wet and dry, it's a little more forgiving than the other one. So here we're gonna start with our dry ingredients, just so they're ready for when we need them. Since it's a large quantity, I'll show you another way you can do your dry ingredients. I was using that all the time in class. You can reuse the paper, just keep it somewhere clean. So we're gonna need 596 of flour, 542. When you started baking so much, you actually can eyeball stuff and you don't even know you're doing it because you've just done it so many times. You know what like 500 gram feels like or like looks like, and so you think you have to measure everything, but at some point it can become instinctual, and I think I'm kind of like coming to that edge where it's starting to feel like instinctual, but I think you just have to keep practicing too, because otherwise like maybe that's why like some nonas are like you just gotta feel. And when I went to Italy, that's exactly what she said. She's like, no, like you have to feel the dough, like, and I love that because that's the relationship I have with my sourdough, but never expressed it out loud. So when she did, I was like, yeah, that's a good way to think about food, right? It's like measurements are good, but at some point it becomes instinctual if you understand your ingredients, and that's the magic of baking. And I'm a lifelong student. Like I will never know it like enough. So now we've got our flour. We're gonna also put our baking powder. We're gonna put 30. We're gonna sift. Anyway, now you have this. You're like a little baby of flour. Pick it up and we put it back in. So now everything is mixed and sifted, so we don't have to worry about it later. And before I forget, I'm gonna start my oven at 375 degrees. We're gonna have water and vanilla together. This is exactly 446. I have vanilla. This is vanilla that my friend Liliana gave me. From sending her hello, whether she watches or not, like, I know it's gonna get through to her somehow. We're gonna set that aside. And now now's the fun part. Now's the fun part, and I'm not gonna use my machine again for this because I want to make this accessible. Yeah, so I decided to make it into a workout. Like, who knew that baking would be such a workout? But you know what? I've realized I don't need to work out anymore because all my hobbies are making me move in ways that, you know, like natural ways. So as a baker, it's important you're physically fit. Like if you can't physically do your job, it won't be fun. So you have to be able to physically do it. So yeah, plus your body will love you for it because we've become very sedentary as people. And so it's important that we find ways to move daily. Like move in any way that you see fit, but move. Let's get our creaming going. So, but we're putting here 298 of butter. You know, this is gonna go in my Bailey. Okay. These are muffins, like I can do it. Okay. Sugar, 390. Plain good old sugar. The history of sugar is one that's quite dark, if you are ever interested. I think like white sugar as we know it has like a lot of blood for being so pure and white. And I'm almost forgetting, add your flavor in your butter and your sugar, because flavor in the sugar and the butter is gonna attach to the like fat soluble, and so when it actually bake, it's kind of gonna be infused in it, so it's gonna be really good. I'm just gonna do a full zest, like a full lemon. Put zest in your life. So I kind of want to put more. Okay, let's do 2. The lemon is kind of the star of the show a little bit, right? And here there's lemon and Saskatoon berries and then raspberries, but lemon is gonna be like the one that pops, I think. And then the raspberry will be kind of like tangy and like a little sweet and juicy, right? So you bite into it and it's like, juice. And then the Saskatoon berry will kind of be in the background, like, hey, like I exist. A little juicy. It's not quite like blueberries where they're full with juice. There's more seed in Saskatoon berries. I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna add one more. I forgot to add milk powder. It's just gonna make it a little more creamier, like a cake. If you want milk, it's gonna make it so much better. Milk powder 42. We're putting this in our butter and our sugar. Creaming, the hard part is always the beginning. You need like a hard spatula. But once you get it like cream with the butter, aerating it is like the easy part. You just go ham, right? But at the beginning you want to be careful, incorporate everything into like this buttery paste. It smells so lemony, like it was really good. I did this in a previous video. My bowl is too small for what I'm trying to accomplish. Get the right equipment from the get-go so you don't have to do it again. It just gives you more space to beat it. You know what I mean? This is why you want it fast at the beginning, because you're introducing air, right? You're introducing air by just like pushing it around. I wish I had my boyfriend here right now. He could help me. Like, this is a workout. Also, I forgot to mention, have your muffin tin ready so that, actually, here, I'll do it because it'll give me a break at the same time. It's not gonna deflate or anything. This, your little molds. I didn't have papers for it, so what I did, you make a square out of parchment paper, square-ish. You also choose how much energy you want to spend on this. So I would advise not spending too much, because that's not what we're here to do. We're not here to do crafts, like arts and crafts. But I do like some perfection, so of course I'm gonna still take my time. And you should, because if you mess it up, then you have to spend more time cutting another strip. You know, if you just think, yeah, my rectangles are gonna work. You have to find the balance, like in everything. So find the balance between how much energy you spend on cutting molds and how much you actually bake. You have this ready from when your batter's ready, because you want to send them almost right away. I'm gonna leave them here for now. Also, you want your loaf lined up, same principle. Rectangle, a slit here, slit there. You kind of just go around slit. Doesn't matter which direction, but it's just gonna release tension and shape itself in here instead of having to have custom mold. Easy tip. Let's get this workout going. I'm gonna have to stop again to crack my eggs. I would have done it at the beginning, but now I don't have a mixer, so I'm just gonna go and take a break in between. You just want to go around like this, but fast, so that you can whip air into it, okay? And it will become lighter and lighter. It almost looks like mashed potatoes or like ice cream that has stayed in the fridge for too long, like almost like, you know what I mean? Like that's what you would get on like, yeah. But already like, I wasn't sure of myself when I started this video if I'll be okay without a mixer, and you know what? I am, so just trust yourself. This is a thing I use for sure. So we're gonna crack our eggs. The chicken has stopped laying eggs. I'm supposed to get 180, and that's about 4 eggs. And I'm not gonna bother taking out a spoon or two because it's okay. And we go back. Should I dare try with my left hand? Oh my god, I can't whip air into this. I don't know how my left arm works. Like, isn't that a weird thing to say? Like, I don't know how my left arm works. Like, we've been so dependent on one arm for so long. That's something I definitely need to work on. And because how cool would that be that I can just the same like speed? I feel like a yeah, I can't do it. My arm's already like exhausted. But you know, physical exhaustion is good in the product. You're infusing your product with your energy. So if you're releasing good stuff, this is just kind of like reconnecting with your inner child, really. Whoops. It's almost creamy, like buttercream. Almost. It's still potato looking, but we'll give it another like go. It's almost there, like probably one more go. So the overmixing I was talking about is not here. Here you want it overmixed, right? You want it airy and light and fluffy and white. Yeah, the overmixing will happen when you mix the wet and the dry into the creaming here. Because when you overmix, more gluten gets formed into the dough, and that's where it becomes kind of chewy. Like, if you overmix a lot, it's almost gonna be elasticy, like chewy. And yeah, you just want it until it's like moist, incorporated. Never said baking was pretty. You can probably get it even more creamed with a mixer, but I'm done. You gotta know when to let go as well. So this satisfies me. This is just creamy. Like, it almost tripled in size, like from what you put at the beginning, right? We're gonna add our eggs, like 2 to 3 additions. So we're gonna start with like let's try to put 1.5. And we're just gonna emulsify this. Emulsifying, that means it's incorporated before you add the other one Like it's gonna be a uniform paste again before you can add your other one. Like if it's still kind of yucky looking, like there's, you know, slimy, weird things, keep mixing. And then when you feel like it's one dough, add more.
And here you're still incorporating air, right? So
it's gonna be, oh my god, that's my intro. It's Leap of Faith. This song always comes on, I swear. It's like, it keeps telling me like, take that leap of faith. It doesn't give up on me either. Like with the mixer, make sure you scrape under every now and then because the paddle doesn't go all the way to the bottom. Like it can miss spots. So if you have a mixer, make sure you get the bottom. And now it's like, it's a very light, like it's nice. Right. Wow. My arm is like wrecked. Mixing part, where we don't want to overmix. So, in our wet, which is our water vanilla, we always start with dry, okay? We're gonna split this in 3. So 1, it's about 1. We want to incorporate a little bit at a time because otherwise, like you're trying to not deflate too much what you've just put in there, right? It should be room temp. You don't want to overmix. Second. So just until everything's like moist. And you just wash, rinse, repeat. Okay? Incorporated. We add our second batch of water. It will look strange, okay? You're making magic, okay? You have to see it as magic. Trust the process. I don't go ham with my mixing. Like I said, I just want it to become homogeneous every time. We add our last flour. And just so I avoid over mixing, I think it's okay. And then we're almost done. You scoop the bottom, make sure you got all the flours. There you have it, guys and girls and they, them, everybody, creatures. Very thick batter, but very light batter. I'm going to get my raspberry, 100 grams. Now take some flour, just a little bit, like this. It will prevent from sinking at the bottom of your batter. Now we're gonna split our batter in 2 equal parts for this recipe. I'm gonna go for 1,000. You want to be kind of ready because you don't want your batter to deflate so much. That's why your mise en place is so important. Okay, I've got my 1,000 here. This one's the loaf. Also, the loaf will bake longer than the muffins because it's just bigger, thicker. About that. Don't assume that they bake the same. Always check. I use this. Has to come out clean. Here you want to be gentle with the mixing. But for the muffin, don't stir too much because you're still gonna pick it up with your scoop over and over and this is gonna be more like a pound cake type of dessert. Like the lemon poppy one that you would get at like Starbucks. This is what you get with the creaming method. It won't be like super, try to get it as flat as you can, but it's not a big deal if it's not. Move with confidence, always. What we got here, I'm gonna put it in the oven right away. I'm gonna make a dent, hot water, make a dent. It will just give you that signature look of a loaf. That's a way you can maximize time, just see which one you can kind of forget about. Finish your second one, put it in, and then you have two products that will come out almost at the same time. So it's maximizing your time. Okay, blueberries are, not blueberries, sorry. Saskatoon berries. So these ones, I'm not mixing so much. Baking school, normally if you're just at home, maybe you wouldn't really measure them, but you also should care about uniformity of muffins because they will bake differently. And so if this one bakes, this one takes much longer because you added more batter, then you'll have very inconsistent results and also inconsistent look. And muffin, I think part of the appeal is that they all kind of look the same. So you're just gonna put your thing on here. We're gonna put 1 scoop. I want about 85 grams, so we're gonna see with 1 scoop. 80 grams. 1 scoop is 80 grams, and I feel like it's a pretty good amount. You can kind of gauge, right? So it's a little too much. We are good, ladies and gentlemen. I guess like 20, at least 25 minutes for these. So I'm actually gonna check both in about 20 minutes, and then we can add more time, but we can never take out time. So make sure you always underestimate how much time it will take. That way you can always add more time. I just took them out after 30 minutes. Or I guess that, no, sorry, there was 21 minute left. So I guess that was good enough. But basically it comes out clean. All of them clean. They're ready. The muffins, they smell delicious. They have a nice bounce. You can also do the finger test. If it bounced back, you can kind of see it bounce back, like, ooh, it's a little brown around the edge, but just from moving it, I can see it's not ready. It's still jiggling. you look at the crust in the middle and it's going like this. So I'm gonna put it probably another 10. I put another 5 minutes after the 10 minutes, so now it's gonna be 45 minutes. That's what I meant, it's gonna take much longer. Here, the blueberries are kind of all over the place, which is good. Good sign. There's on top, bottom. The crumb is fine. There's no like apparent hole that's like tunneling where it's like you over mix. So we did a good job on the mixing. Smells really good. Let's taste test. Yeah, adding the third lemon did a good job because now the lemon is present. Like it feels more lemony than Saskatoon berry, which is kind of the idea that I had in mind. And the berries, they had a nice, they're not very juicy, but they still add a little pop of something. It's like you get a little pop of something. So it's good. If you feel like your top is brown enough, which I feel like mine is bordering on too much, we're gonna cover it up. So that it doesn't brown, actually. We're gonna make a glaze because why not? Icing sugar. I'm gonna eyeball it. That's how easy it is. Just pour probably about a cup. Then we're gonna eyeball. You want it to be a thick but pourable. So it's already, this is so thick, right? It's not gonna get much thinner. So I'm gonna add more. Plus, it's gonna complement the lemon flavor really well. But it's pretty good, look. You don't have to go one by one, you can just go wee. So it's just gonna add a hint of sweetness and really reinforce that it's lemon, right? It's lemony. Stab a few times for good measure. So maybe I'm just gonna move it a little bit. While it's warm, it will stick really well. Boom. There you have it. Muffins and a loaf. 2 recipe, 1 cake batter. Loaf. Get to eating and sharing.